Welcome back. We'll swing right into our next sport now and talk about men's golf at Florida State under the direction of head coach Trey Jones, now in his 11th season. The program, talented as always, it's a perennial power. Matter of fact, last year they finished tied for second in the ACC, advanced to the NCAAs for the 8th straight year, and finished in the top 11 overall. And even though this year's team is young, the bar is once again set high for the Seminoles. Leading the Seminoles this year is 2013 ACC Freshman of the Year, Hank Lebiota. This fall, Lebiota capped off the Isleworth Collegiate Invitational with a second-place finish, and although he is only a sophomore, he has high expectations for himself and his team.
You can see our development throughout the fall, and definitely I feel like we're going to further develop ourselves going into the spring, and then going into postseason. You never know what could happen.
One of the fresh faces on the team this year is a newcomer and freshman Harry Ellis, who's from Southampton, England. Ellis was the youngest English amateur champion in 2012 at the age of 16.
A lot of talk and a lot of pressures that came with being breaking that record that was set by Nick Faldo to become English champion. But for me out here now, it's some new goals, new challenges, and I'm very excited about the future here.
And his international experience and leadership qualities will help round out this talented team. And now we're joined by FSU men's golf coach Trey Jones. We'll take a look ahead to the upcoming season for the Seminoles. Coach, good to see you as always.
Good to see you, Tom. Everything well?
Everything is good. Can't believe this is the second decade for you. Not to date things here, but 11th year. I mean, you really have established quite a program. As you look back, maybe what's different right now as you get set for your 11th season compared to when you came in that a long time ago?
You know, we had great players, great people along the way, and we've established a tradition here that the young players learn from the older players, and we just continue to improve on that.
Yeah, well, let's talk a little bit about, I mean, I guess the grizzled veterans are the sophomores on the team.
Yeah,
they're the old guys. I mean, walk us through what you have there and you know, the extra responsibility that's going to go with having to be team leaders.
Well, that's a great point, because Hank Lebiota and Rowan Caron went from freshman to the upperclassmen in a matter of 3 months. So by doing that, they've embraced it. They like it, and it is different for them, but they can handle it.
What's the biggest key, the biggest thing you want to see out of such a young squad?
Well, you know, I'd like to see them begin to start shoot some lower numbers. We continue like we just talked about. They'll shoot 69, 70, and that needs to be a 66 or a 65. So we got to get them comfortable going a little bit lower, contending for some individual championships. So there's a lot of things they need to do to be able to put them in that, but that's the next step we need to see, is that one good really low round. Then we'll go to 2 and 3, and then they'll win some golf tournaments.
Yeah, and how's the schedule look?
Oh, it's great. You know, I think our schedule for the fall was a top 10 schedule in the country. We played against the best players, best teams, week in, week out, and we're going to play a Southern schedule this spring. So we open up in Gainesville, where we won last year. Then we'll go to University of South Florida, where we lost on the last hole. Come back to our tournament, where we won. Then we go to a tournament at the Floridian down in Jupiter area. So from there we'll go to Nashville, and then the ACC Championship.
Well, and obviously the ultimate goal after that is back at the NCAAs and in the, you know, on the short list, if you will. And you guys have been able to do that with some regularity here of late, and I know that's the mark you're always shooting for.
It is. Golf's difficult because it's hard to time when you're going to play well. You see it on the tour all the time. But 3 of the last 4 years we've been in the top 11, and only 2 teams can say they've done that. So we're proud of that. We keep improving. Just like an individual tournament, you want to put yourself in an opportunity to win the golf tournament. So the more times you do that, you're going to have success. Well, the more times we give ourselves to win a national championship, it's going to happen.
Patience is key for you, Coach, with the young team. Best of luck this year.
Thank you. We're looking forward to it.
All right, it'll be fun as always. FSU men's golf coach Trey Jones. Well, now let's move over to the other side of the golf course, where head coach Amy Bond is busy getting her team set for a challenging schedule in the spring of 2014. This young Seminole team had a solid fall season with several top 5 finishes, and they're ready to tee it up this spring. Starting with one of the leaders on the squad, junior Laura Castellane. She's Florida State's most experienced golfer on the squad. In 2013, Castellane helped the Seminoles get to their 8th consecutive NCAA appearance. She earned 3 top 20 individual finishes along the way. In the fall, she had her best season statistically with a 75.5 stroke average.
We definitely want to show what we are capable of during the home tournament. Like winning the home tournament is definitely one of our main goals. And obviously regionals, we know the course, we love this course, so definitely go to national championship.
Another top performer who will help the Seminoles this year is junior Carlton Kulo. In 2013, she had her best season and played in a career-high 5 events. The fall proved to be just as successful as she finished tied for 32nd at the Alamo Invitational and helped the Seminoles to a 12th place finish in the team standings.
My personal goals are to definitely get a top 3 finish this season. I think that'd be really cool. And just to lower my scoring average and help the team out as best as I can.
And a newcomer, freshman Matilda Castrin, will immediately challenge for a spot in the lineup. She brings international experience with her as she comes to Florida State from Finland.
I visited FSU a couple of years ago and I really enjoyed the golf facilities. They're probably the best I've ever seen. So that's the main reason I chose FSU. I want to play the best golf so far, so my main goal is to win a tournament.
And now let's go in depth about Florida State women's golf as head coach Amy Bond joins me. Coach, good to see you.
Good to see you.
What excites you as the new year gets ready to tee off, at least the spring season portion of it?
You know, we've got a good young group of girls. We've got 3 juniors that got some experience last year, gained some actually valuable experience last year. And then we've got 5 freshmen, 3 of which have really become a staple in our starting lineup. So I'm really excited to get them out in the spring and see what happens.
5 freshmen can be daunting. So tell me why it is that you're confident. I know why you're excited. You want to see what they can do in competition, but what gives you confidence about having that many newcomers to break into the line?
You know, I think for this group, it's probably our most experienced group we've ever brought into Florida State. So they come with, 2 of them come with a great deal of international experience, while 1 was a great high school player. So them breaking into the college scene, they've certainly already made an impact, and I think the future looks really bright.
You lost, some quality golfers from a year ago, particularly, I guess, Jessica. Talk a little bit about who has to step up and lead the team. I won't say carry the team, but be your most consistent #1 golfer.
Yeah, I mean, losing Jess was big. When you have a veteran player like her who's had such great success, you got to be able to replace her. We don't quite have that replacement yet, but there's one in the mix in our 5. So for us, our juniors need to step it up. Laura Castellane and Carlton Kulo and Alex Milan, one of them really has to take the lead and run with this group of youngsters. For the consistency part, Matilda Castrin has played phenomenal, breaking in as a freshman. And I look to her to really be the consistency in our team, but I need one of the juniors to step up and really lead the team.
Tell me how the schedule sets up. Obviously, the ACC is always rigorous. I know you finished 4th there a year ago.
The ACC is going to be tough. Our schedule this fall, we play a lot in Florida, which is a little bit unusual for us. So we'll be, we have a tournament next week at Black Diamond, which is just all the schools in Florida. So we'll really see how we match up against the big schools in Florida. And then we host our own tournament, which brings in some great teams from all over the country. Then we'll go to Gainesville and play. Again, we're probably playing in 4 of the top 6 tournaments in the spring. And then, of course, we start our Greensboro swing at Bryan National and then ACCs. So if we can hang in the top 4 at ACCs, it certainly will be a success because ACC golf is top notch. And obviously Duke's gunning for a repeat. And we hope to be right on their heels, ready to jump if it presents itself.
Best of luck to you and your program. Continued success, and have a great year.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, you bet. And we will be right back with more on the other side of this break. Stay with us. That's all the time we have on this edition of Florida State First Look. Thanks so much for joining me. Remember, to learn the latest about Florida State's golf and swimming and diving programs or any athletic team at FSU, you can always log on to Seminoles.com. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time right here.